Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back! And I'm finally doing what I've been trying to do for a motherfucking long time. I bought these two panels about 8 months ago. And the idea was so that I can make my side-by-side comparisons with different games from different consoles or from remasters. I was waiting for the right moment to pick up a PlayStation 4. Now, I'm going to tell you, I had a PS4 before, but I got rid of it. So what I did was I rebought it again, used, with every single exclusive that matter. Not those Gravity Rush 1s and 2s from the PS Vita and the fucking PS3 or Xbox 360 games, unless they're real remasters, which in this case we include things like knack, or things like Gears of War Ultimate, because they were really done from scratch with the labor of love. Or Halo 2, for example. I'm going to go in depth with certain games, and I'm going to do comparisons of the big behemoths side by side, because there's a difference between specs on paper and real world performance. All this fucking bullshit that I keep hearing all the time with people. Oh no, PlayStation 4 is way more powerful. The games look better. I know, I own it. Listen, I own them as well. But see, the difference is I have two panels here. As you can see, two panels here that are the same brand. Hitachi. And over here, you're going to see Hitachi. This is in real time, from the hip, in my fucking living room, or in my fucking kitchen, or in my game room, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Both of these TVs are LEDs. They're 60 hertz, and they're 1080p each one, respectively. So whatever's in 60 frames, whatever's in 30 frames will come on 30 frames. There's no shortcuts, no cheating, no nothing. No bullshit having things on an Elgato where it looks beautiful, but you don't know what's going on behind closed doors, what they did to tweak up one version from the other. This is in real time. Okay? And I have both the TVs, which, since they're the same, they're going to run with the same remote. As you can see, I turned them both off. And I'm going to turn them both back on the fly. Okay? They're both on right there on the fly. So nobody can say, oh, this nigga bucking. No. I'm the real fucking deal. And this is what I want to do, because I'm tired of all these people be like, oh yeah, I'll have them both, I can prove it, and doing videos separately from each other. No, these are the same TV, same panel, and they're both, let's see, I'll do this. They're both going to be on this. You see it says video there? On both of them? See it says video there, right? On both of them. They're both in the same exact settings. Here you go. Contrast level, brightness, sharpness, tint, color. And you see there is color temperature standard, normal, news is low, DBC is off, and the backlight is 100. Again, I'm going to go here. Contrast level 150, 45 sharpness, tint 5 plus, color is at 85. Same thing with this panel. Same thing. Backlight is 100. Color temperature is standard. Aspect ratio is wide. News reduction is low. The DBC is off. And there you go. Contrast 100, brightness is 50, sharpness is 45, tint is 5 plus, color is 85. Both consoles are in the same exact settings that the consoles offer. So in the Xbox, as you can see here, we're going to go to these settings right here and go to all settings, and you're going to see when we go down to display and sound, you got video output, and you see there. I'm going to turn off the flashlight right now. You see it says there, it says 1080p resolution. Color bit space is 32, which I could have put up to 24. I believe only the PS4 only offers 24 for 8-bit panel. And there you go. And my color space recommended is PC or standard. I have it on standard because it's LED screen. Now, LED screen stands for enhanced definition. So your blacks are a lot deeper, and you don't need to put the RGB to make it run like as if you were running on a PC monitor, because they both respectively work as PC monitors. On the PlayStation 4, we're going to go to the settings, and we're going to see it. You're going to see that there's no bias, there's no bullshit. Same freaking thing all over again. Resolutions is 1080p. RGB range is limited, and that's for the either making it a PC or not. So that means it's running on standard. And the HDR is off because these TVs don't support it. And the color depth output, which is basically the color space that the Xbox offers, is at automatic, meaning it'll pick up based on the TV that you're using, and if it supports HDR, right? Because that's basically what it is. Which Xbox had on the this is my Forza console here, and then the PlayStation there that I just picked up. Like I said, we're gonna start this off, and we're gonna do the first comparison of people for you people, which is fighter, the fighter category. In the fighter category, I have Killer Instincts, which I'm gonna load up, and then Street Fighter V. Why? Because they're both exclusive to each respective console, and each one shares the same genre. Now, mind you, Killer Instincts was an indie game, sort of speak, that was built for the marketplace in the indie section, that cost originally $20 for the game, and the game came with all the characters and all the levels and all the fighting modes. If you wanted anything extra like skins and things of that nature, you paid $40, and you got also the arcade version of the original that you were able to play online. Street Fighter is a full $60 game that actually came with just the bare bone minimum. Not a lot of fighting modes. It didn't come with a lot of the finished story mode. Killer Instincts in the last 3 years is already up to season 3, which they finished every mode. You got every challenge, every story mode for each character, and every level that they created. So basically, what happened is, at the end of the day, when you're playing Killer Instincts, for the 3 years since you bought it originally, you got a discount and you got the game for $60 or $65. But it has everything included. You got it gradually. With Street Fighter, you bought it at full price, and you have to wait to get everything that is offered. And I believe they haven't given and offered everything that's needed. Okay? So we're gonna go in and we're gonna see how good and how much visually impressive this Street Fighter is over the Killer Instincts, or vice versa. Give me a second, I'm gonna do a quick pause. Here we go, I'm back. Now, just for the sake of you fucking ponies that think that I might be bullshitting, because I did a little pause here. Here, info. info 1080p at 60 hertz. Other TV info 1080p at 60 hertz. So you guys don't fucking say I changed the settings when I fucking took a pause, because I'm not a fake ass motherfucker. Turn off the light in real time. On the pause here. Here we go. You got Killer Instincts on the left, Street Fighter on my right. Now again, like I said, there is a difference between specs on paper and real world performance. Here we go. We got some animation going on Street Fighter in the menu while you see the side-by-side versus, and we have stills on the Killer Instincts. Now here we go. Now Killer Instincts, right off the back, loaded up a lot quicker. That's number one. Number two, Killer Instincts is a game. Why didn't you let them talk? You're going to notice that in the backgrounds on Killer Instincts, all the details on it, of the game, are a lot more animation and a lot more things going on. It has more of a cel-shaded, realistic look, as opposed to Street Fighter that has still the, what you would call the water paint look that it still had on the PS3 version and the Xbox 360 version. Okay? Notice that the speed on Killer Instincts is a lot faster as opposed to Street Fighter. The lighting on Killer Instincts has a little more dynamic to it because it's raining. It's kind of like dusk and night. At night has a lot of special effects and particle effects going on. While on Street Fighter, it's daylight. You see a little waterfall in the background with some sheeps. Not too much particle effects, but it looks almost like misty in the background. You can't really appreciate all the details that are in the background as good because it has like a misty look. Here's a finisher, some particle effects, classic Street Fighter style, and there's a classic finisher styles. You see the animation on the game as he walks away and on Killer Instincts. Now, Killer Instincts is 60 frames per second, but the net coding on it is 90, which that means the background's all in 90 frames of speed, and the animations on each character is in 60 frames. I believe on Street Fighter 5 is also 60 frames for both the background and the character animation. But games like Guilty Gear X or, let's say, Blaze Blue is a different scenario because I believe there's 60 frames in the background and the character animations are all between 25 to 30 frames per second because they're drawn in like animations in an animated movie. So again, for the point of this is with this first game, the fighter genre, the Killer Instinct series has more to offer with more characters, more menus, more levels, more gameplay style, story mode, and it was done as a pay-as-you-go through the years, but it's a complete package which you can now get in a physical form. Street Fighter was a game you bought from day one at a full price, but it's still bare bone. It really doesn't have, all the bells and whistles that fighters from the back in the day till now, from my era, used to have. Also, let's keep in mind that Killer Instinct is running on Microsoft's dedicated servers. Street Fighter is running on a peer-to-peer servers from Capcom and Sony. You see, the difference in speed is very relevant. The particle effects, the details in the graphics, lighting, the casting shadows, the dynamic particles and black levels, the shaders, the detail, even the size and character. I believe They're a little bit slightly bigger on Killer Instinct. Not that much, but slightly. So, this is supposed to be an indie game, and this is supposed to be a full-fledged AAA game. I would love to see where this game, Street Fighter, is so powerful and looks so good that it cannot be done on the Xbox One, when the visuals on this game, by far, as you can see, are far more impressive than what you're seeing here. They're both good respectively, but the point is, this is a 90 frames per second net coding, this is 60. This has a lot more going on, and this is supposed to be in 900p, as opposed to this Street Fighter is supposed to be in 1080p. Because resolution is just the clarity of what you see that's on screen. It doesn't add graphics to the existing frames and panel of what you have in front of you. So this is just my side-by-side comparison of the first game, which is in the fighting genre. I'm going to take a quick pause and we're going to come back with my second side-by-side. Here we go again! Round number 2. Driving genre. The big question. First and foremost, let me get this out of the way. Even comparing this is a waste of my time, because the guys who did Driveclub on the PlayStation 4, they're not even in existence anymore. They're gone. They separate them to different gaming divisions. We have Forza Horizon 3 on the left, Driveclub on the right. Okay? Now, Driveclub is a game that it has a lot of nice visuals. Now, Forza Horizon 3 is arguably the greatest and best looking racing game of all time to this point. Okay? It's using HDR and it's using DirectX 12. Okay? The same way the advantages of the PS4 having the DDR5, right? But I'm going to get down to the nitty gritty and do some exposing. Let's turn off this light in real time. Yes. Now, as you see, you have a looping video here over and over on Driveclub. They already want you to start the race. My biggest argument with everybody is that most of the PlayStation 4 games look really nice because 90% of them always look good in nighttime sequences. In daytime sequences, the games look pastel, muddy, and they have a lot of orange colors to them and don't really stand out. As opposed to the Xbox One console, 90% of their games are in daytime, nighttime, whether it's Rise, whether it's Sunset, whether it's Forza, whether it's Recore, and they still have nighttime sequences and still look amazing. Forza is an open world game, and Forza has over 300 cars, fully customizable, real world music that's sponsored by real musicians. Now, Driveclub has a very good look to it, but the thing with Driveclub is it doesn't even have real-time weather, okay? Just like Forza Horizon 6, or Forza Motorsport 6 rather, it's in 60 frames, 1080p, it's level-based, and even that game has 400 cars, fully customizable with some real-world tracks, okay? Now, no, not tracks, meaning music soundtracks, not just racing tracks. Sorry, my son corrected me and he misunderstood me. So the point of this is that I want to say, look, let's see how good it really looks. So let's play start and go to the race with my two assistants, and let's see how unique and how impressive they are. I'm gonna have to do a quick pause here on the Driveclub side because it goes right into the race, doesn't show anything, doesn't even let you pick a car. It just starts off, I think that's the way it is in Forza. It's the starting event race, what they call. Okay, and, you know, Driveclub has, I think, is 70, 80 cars altogether with DLC included. They just added a a bike DLC. I don't know how many bikes they are, but I know they sell it separately, too, because they wanted to get you real good in the ass with that. Plus the, you know, Driveclub VR, which is a totally different game for another additional $20. The game runs static. It's like an arcade racer, but when you get off track, You lose points, they restart you from the beginning, and you have to start over. You lose your position in the race, and it's a real pain in the ass to get used to. Also, you only have 4 customization, maybe 6 every time you pick a car that they preset for you. It's preset to you. You can't change it. You can't overlook it. You can't loop it. You can't mirror it to make it look a little different. It just stays that same. You pick that customization for your car, and that's it. You also pick your weather from the beginning. It's not real time. So whoever said that to you, I'm exposing it right now. They're fucking lying. You have to pick it. And the weather effect looks nice, but it's overly done. And because it's overly done, it almost looks like snow and not rain. So it makes it look like it's so super hyperimposed and realistic. And again, this game looks best, meaning Driveclub, during nighttime sequences or dusk time, like dusk sequences. As opposed to Horizon, it looks good in the daytime, in the dusk, and at night. And it's real-time weather, real-time effects as far as the lighting going from day to night cycles. I'm still waiting for the Forza to come on, which we're about to come on soon. Once it comes on, we'll get on Driveclub and put that Driveclub on the back view so you can see the vehicle, please. Again, I can't emphasize this and stress this enough. What's on paper and what's in real world performance is 2 different things. I keep telling and iterating and reiterating to people time and time again that the Xbox One console has been built with flexible hardware where you can use other tools to enhance the hardware to make the games look better, play better, have better performance. And to add insult to injury, check it out. Okay, you see? We're in a daytime in Forza, and look how lush and beautiful it looks. It's an open world environment in Australia. You see things from kangaroos all the way to crocodiles. Driveclub is one big huge car. There's only 12 cars on screen when you can have in Forza unlimited amount, and in Forza Motorsport Sticks you have up to 24 cars when you're racing, which is like double the amount. Also in Driveclub, as you see here, it's a level. What you see is all static. There's no animation. There's nothing going on. It's all drawn in there. So it looks really nice. Yes, it does. But there's no animation. When you look at Forza, all those trees you see there, they're all moving in real time with the wind blowing. The water's all moving in real time with the direction that it's going. And it's open world, people. So meaning it's not even, it's computing the graphic detail in real time as you're going on through that level. Okay? Here you go. Driveclub, as you see here, when you're racing in the race, you started off in the nighttime, and as you go along that same level, later on in the end of the level, it looks like it's daytime. It's not a real-time weather effect. It's an illusion, making it seem like it has real time, but it does not. That's how they did it in Driveclub. But the gameplay in Driveclub is really rough. It's not smooth. It's really hard to maintain your control and stay in first place, as opposed to in Forza. In Forza, you have a really smooth and buttery kind of gameplay experience. You also have the rewind feature if you mess up, which you don't have in Driveclub, which makes it a little more challenging. Driveclub feels more arcadey, so does Forza, but at a more vast, feel and scale, if you will. You see, also another thing I want to point out is that Forza Horizon 3 is 4 players cooperatively in campaign. Driveclub is just a single player experience. It doesn't even allow you to give you the freedom to pick manual for your vehicles. It's only automatic. Okay? As opposed to Forza, you can pick manual or automatic. Can't customize your cars internally or cosmetically. In Forza and in Forza Motorsport 6, you can. So again, you see how all these dynamic images you had in Horizon, it went from one vehicle to another. It's kind of going to another setting. It's almost giving you a feel like you're really in a racing tournament in Australia. Makes it feel live, makes it feel vibrant. In Driveclub, it's just a straight race. You see M1 is the entry race, and I believe it had rain involved there, or my son picked it. I'm not sure. Did you pick it? No. Okay. So the introductory race was set up in that form and fashion. See, as you see in Forza here, look, Horizon's introducing you. It just said you unlock this Beetle on Driveclub. And the sound effects in the car in Forza Horizon are as realistic as it comes. Okay, on Driveclub, they sound pretty varied because sometimes they sound good, sometimes they sound cheap, sometimes they sound cosmetic, sometimes they sound kind of fake. It depends. I'm not running these through home theater except the Xbox, but I have it very low because I don't want to be unfair to the PlayStation because I don't have a form to connect them both at the same time, simultaneously, through all surround sound. So again, this, Driveclub has only a certain amount of tournaments, has only like 80 or 90 cars. It has some bikes included. It has about 27 tracks. And there you go, as you see, he's picking the car right there. And they give you nothing in the bottom. You can't pick no cosmetics. And okay, let's see. Club, see? It's all set up for you. One has pinstripes, one is all red, and one is solid blue. That's the legitimate the limitations of the customization. And then you see the presets. These are unlocked. These are skins. Again, they're all presets, and they're not much to them. As opposed to Forza, you have the limit. Whether it's Horizon, whether it's 6 Motorsport 6, you can do it however you like. You can even buy customization from other people when they created it. So, again, very limited. You can't customize internally. It's always the same images every time. They don't really change anything. As opposed to Forza, every time you go into a race, even in Forza Motorsport, they try to give you the illusion that something different's going on, that you're in a tournament, that you're in a race. They even give you some backstory and history of some of the tracks. Speaking with one of the guys that used to work for Motor Trend magazine, you even have a girl that she kind of moderates and gives you like a guide for when you're racing. Same thing like in Horizon, you have a guide. You can use your Connect if you have it on. It has Connect features where you can tell it to, instead of giving you this line to indicate where to go, it'll tell you where to go without going in the map by just simply saying, hey, Cortana, tell me where to go for my next race, and then it comes right up. And yes, you can change the views on Forza Horizon. You can see there. It got cockpit view, it got outside view, it got behind view. And there you go. Here's Motorsport. Driveclub. And Driveclub in the back, if you see, it's broad daylight and he's racing. And you see no cast of shadows in the back until he gets to the side, which is unrealistic. And Forza, if you notice, in every angle, you always got cast of shadows, no matter what angle you're in, of the vehicle, and whatever side the sun is. So, those are the level of details that you're seeing, respectively. And when you're seeing them here in real time, you can definitely clearly see that even though the Forza Horizon open world, it has a better visual presentation. Even though Driveclub is all static, smaller, with smaller tracks, all levels, all drawn there, no animation, no nothing, everything's static. And that's why it looks that good in that high level of detail. That's what makes it and allows it to look good. As opposed to Horizon and something like Forza Motorsport has more animation, more stuff going on. Yes, in some areas there's pictures that they're taking. It looks almost like there could be cutouts, but it's very few and far between, especially in the Motorsport. But it's on there. That's true. I'm not going to lie. But you have the same issues here with Driveclub. The only thing, it's not as visible because it has a lot less content, so they can put more detail into the levels. As opposed to Forza, you even got Auto Vista with over 400 cars, each and every one. Detail for detail, you can go inside, learn about the pieces, the parts, and the maker, which you don't even have that on this game as well. Which is something I wish they'd take out because I think that's kind of necessary, but for the car enthusiasts, I understand why it's there. So again, 50% more power is a bunch of bullshit. You see the proof right here in real time. Forza Horizon stacks up more than well next to fucking Driveclub. Okay, whether it has weather effects on or not, it doesn't make a difference. That's just an illusion. And if you have less content, you can put more emphasis on graphics. Forza Horizon has the graphics, the content, the music, the gameplay, everything, as opposed to Driveclub, it's bare bone. So again, in this category of racing, Microsoft still has the better product. And these are two exclusives. These are not multi-plats. So there's no bullshit here. I'll see you soon.